is in the know for Tuesday, April 1, the 91st day of 2025. There are 274 days left in the year. Good morning, MB, guiding you through In the Know at K105. On Litchfield's Country Station, 1039 The Moose, live online at K105.com via the Apple and Android smartphone app, using the SoundCloud, iTunes, or Spotify podcast, on Facebook, on YouTube, on the platform formerly known as Twitter, and the hashtag is In the Know. Coming up today, we'll update you on the latest news headlines from around the community, the county, the Commonwealth, and the country. That and a whole lot more coming up today here on In the Know. Settling into my left, rolling Mach 9 with her hair on fire, is my beautiful wife, the beautiful girl. It's Paige. Good morning, sweetheart.
Good morning.
How you doing?
I'm good.
There is an expression or a feeling or a sensation you get when you see a baby or a small animal, like something that is just overwhelmingly, unbearably cute. You know that sensation that you get,
need it.
and you have an expression. Like there's just something about you that oozes out, and that's called giggle. G-H-E-E-G-I-L-L. It's from a Tagalog word, also used in the Philippines English. Giggle refers to a feeling when we see someone or something cute, so cute that you can't stand it.
Oh, when I just want to eat it up.
Yeah, when you do that and you've got that particular sound that you make. So now there's a word for it. Giggle is the word for it. G-H-E-E-G-I-L. It's actually... That's how you pronounce it. That's not the spelling. He is a 5-time winner of the coveted Ohio News Hawk Award. He's the 2-time Silver Sound nominee, covering every corner of the globe: London, Budapest, Rio, Tokyo, and even Litchfield. He's Sam Gormley. And the sports. Morning, Sam.
Morning, Ralph.
How you doing?
Not too bad. How are you?
I'm doing okay. I'm a little bit curious this morning on if you think is the brotherly shove on its way out. Have we seen the last of the tush push, or is it here to stay?
I don't really know. Like, this is one of these that won't surprise me either way on what the end up voting is going to be.
I heard a very good on the Rick Burgess show this morning. I heard some football coaches that were talking about it and said that it's inconsistent. That if you it's about forward progress. If someone gets forward progress and then you drag them 5 yards back, they get the forward progress mark rather than what they were able to drive them back to. So really, it's sort of the same thing. If progress has been stopped, but then you shove on through, they said that's kind of an inconsistent thing. And it's the Packers are the ones who have at least lodged the official complaint to get the ball rolling to see whether it's something they need to. You used to couldn't aid a runner, and now this is nothing but seemingly. You see linemen all the time drag people into the end zone. So I don't know. I think it's. I think you're gonna see a lot of injuries as a result of it. Would be my guess. It just turns into a rugby scrum, and but are there other rules that are up for grabs? You know, is this
Oh,
time
yeah,
last
yeah,
year?
yeah,
I guess
yeah.
we got that weird. Kickoff return rule where nobody moves until the ball is caught, et cetera.
Well, and that's
other
staying.
things-
That's staying.
Yeah, I understand it's here to stay.
They're making that official here this year. Yeah, there's a few different rules. There's some rules on when they can tamper in free agency. I don't have the list in front of me to
So
remember.
some tampering is okay. I will have to tell you, it looked weird after watching an NFL game and nobody moves until the ball is caught on a kickoff return, and then to watch the college and the high school game, it seems odd. You know, it would almost appear that it would be the other way around, that you would see it at the lower levels that would be doing that stationary thing, but not. Quiet Tuesday before a stretch of active weather comes through. We're going to see pleasant spring weather today in the forecast for your Tuesday. We'll see temperatures climb into the upper 50s and low 60s this afternoon with a mix of sun and clouds overhead. And then be prepared. Tomorrow is the first in a stretch of wave alert days. See areas of drizzle and a few spotty showers are possible tomorrow morning. But then the morning looks mainly dry. Then scattered showers and thunderstorms pop up during the afternoon. And along with strong to severe thunderstorms race into the region Wednesday night into the evening into the night. The overnight hours of Thursday morning, I think in 2:30, 3 a.m. range for us here between the lakes could be the most impactful. But we're hearing a lot about the Paducah National Weather Service office has already issued a flood watch, and I think we might also be included in that flood watch area. But they expect in the Paducah area, they say historically high rainfall amounts are forecast, heightening the risk of flash flooding and flooding. They think maybe 10 to 15 inches of rain possible in Paducah, for example. Over in eastern Kentucky, rainfall amounts are currently expected to be significantly less. And you'll see some of those graphics. In fact, if you're watching, you just saw a couple of graphics that show that deep red color. It's almost like a kidney shape or an oval shape in there on some of the ones that I've seen earlier today. And it basically, you could almost draw the bullseye over the Paducah area, and that's where you're going to see the most rainfall, not necessarily the most storm activity. At least 3 tornadoes touched down during Sunday storms, and damage surveyors are still at work. The National Weather Service confirmed that 3 EF1 twisters touched down in Fairdale and Jefferson County, Mount Eden and Spencer County, and then one that initially touched down in Meade County traveled over into Bullitt County as well. The survey teams will be in Breckinridge County and Hardin counties today, so we may find even an additional number being added to that, but so far 3 have been confirmed. The newly installed flock safety camera system has led the Litchfield Police Department to a stolen vehicle and the arrest of a Falls of Rough felon. This was midweek last week. The LPD received a notification through flock safety cameras that a stolen vehicle had entered Litchfield. Officers responded to the area and located the stolen vehicle on Commerce Drive. The ensuing investigation resulted in the arrest of a 21-year-old James Riley, a felon convicted in Breckinridge County for trafficking in and possession of controlled substance, according to the Department of Corrections. The police, during the search of the stolen vehicle, police also located a handgun. Riley was arrested and charged with receiving stolen property and possession of a handgun by a convicted felon. He was lodged in the Grayson County Detention Center. I'm very curious, this is the first, at least, news story we've got where the flock cameras in Litchfield were being assistful. Is that a word? Were assisting in an arrest and alerting them to a stolen vehicle. I would like, I think that would be a great story to be able to tell, or just the nosy part of me and inquisitive part would like to see how that process works. Like when the flock safety cameras spot something, what's the process, right? Do they get a Snapchat on their phone that says, hey, and what do they get a text message? How does all that work? I think that would be a fun story to tell, to get a little bit inside that, because you get a lot of people who said, oh, well, why are they watching us and these cameras and that? Well, here's a perfect example in helping to solve crime on stolen vehicles that are moving through the area. A Grayson County high school student won a statewide WKU writing contest, and 3 other students were finalists in the competition. Jada Colley, Maddie Bratcher, Ella Decker, and Lily DePoyster were recognized as finalists in the WKU Barbara Ann Wilford Memorial High School Writing Contest. Colley won first place in the poetry division, while Bratcher, Decker, and DePoyster were named finalists in the composition division of the contest. They were honored at a ceremony and reception at Western's Cherry Hall on Saturday, and each got gifts for their efforts in writing. The topic for all 4 divisions was social media and its effect on the mental health of teens. I can't think of a better subject to be able to write on in this day and time, and helping those young people get a better understanding, and maybe their peers have a better understanding for the impacts. Kentucky lawmaker Pamela Stevenson, who is the top-ranking Democrat in the GOP-led State House, has launched her U.S. Senate campaign, vowing to help, quote, stop the recklessness in Washington if elected. That seat, of course, has been long held for 4 decades by Mitch McConnell, who's not seeking re-election in 2026. She's an attorney and a minister. She ran for state attorney general in 2023, lost by a wide margin to Russ Coleman. She's kind of got a fiery speaking style. She's a minister, then it kind of lends itself to, at least that's how she's known at the Capitol, kind of having a fiery style of delivery. She pledged to continue fighting for healthcare access and public education, noting in an introductory digital profile that her legislative colleagues know they only have a problem with me if they go after her causes. I commend her for her efforts and telling her story. This is a little bit like when Barack Obama nominated Merrick Garland, or said he was bringing Merrick Garland forward to become the justice on the Supreme Court of the United States, I said at the time, I don't know who is going to be the Supreme Court nominee, but it's not going to be, or the next Supreme Court justice, but it's not going to be Merrick Garland. And this is a completely and total uphill battle for her, because not only will it be hard to wrestle away the seat from the GOP that's been held for so long, she's going to have to go through potential more middle of the road candidates like Rocky Adkins or someone like that who has statewide recognition and notability. So even if she were to get through the primary, then it would be a tough uphill battle in a general. But she's out there making a case for herself. She is in a very important leadership position. She is the first black woman to lead a legislative caucus in the Kentucky General Assembly. So you'll hear more about her and her Senate campaign going forward. Speaking of Attorney General Russ Coleman, he is leading a coalition of 25 state attorneys general asking the Trump administration to close a loophole employed by adversaries and drug traffickers to flood deadly fentanyl into the United States. In a letter to DHS Security Head Kristi Noem and Acting Commissioner of U.S. Customs and Border Protection Pete Flores, the attorneys general call for greater scrutiny of an import pilot program called Entry Type 86, which allows small packages to enter the United States with minimal customs screening. That provision is known as de minimis exemption. So apparently it's not effective in slowing down the flow of fentanyl into the country, and they're asking for additional help in doing so. I was reminded over the weekend, I was talking with our friend Chris and Kelly, and Kelly's daughter is currently a student at UK. And over the weekend, Chris and Kelly and the group, they participated in Dance Blue. And if you've ever been affiliated with UK, or you've been a student at UK, or had a student at UK, you probably know about Dance Blue. A couple of things. Dance Blue performed at KBA convention last fall, representing UK. That was fun to see. They have been going for, I don't know how many years now, but it reminded me that our daughter Taylor has now been out of college for 10 years.
Oh, dear.
And because she was in 2015, she participated in Dance Blue, and here we are in 2025. But they have raised a record $2.3 million for Kentucky Children's Hospital Hematology and Oncology Clinic. It began Saturday night at 8 o'clock. It went through Sunday night at 8 o'clock. More than 600 UK students danced or stood inside historic Memorial Coliseum for near 24 hours, despite having to end the event early, which was, so Dance Blue has now raised collectively over the years more than $25 million, and 10% of that this year alone. So congratulations to them. It is jump rope for heart on steroids. Sam, did you ever do a jump rope for heart when you were
I did.
In elementary school, yeah.
you did a jump? Did you do a walkathon? Do you ever have to do a
did
walkathon?
that.
Probably.
Yeah. Speaking of the University of Kentucky, it should come as no surprise to you, but as the transfer portal opened, when did it open? It opened yesterday?
Last
technically?
Monday.
It opened last Monday. Well, now that the seasons are over for various teams, you're finding who's entering the portal, maybe who is not. And without any surprise, really, Kirk Kriisa didn't take too long putting his name into the transfer portal. This is a mutual thing, isn't it? Because
That's what they say.
it's the designs. If you're Mark Pope, you are. He was under the gun to put together a roster that turned out to be a roster that gelled well. They had some injuries, had some challenges, but still, for year number one, I think you got to give him a really good grade. And it was certain that Kriisa was a very good backup to Jackson Robinson, but in the
to Lamont Butler.
Well, to Lamont Butler, and then Jackson had to play point guard for a while, and then he got hurt, and then it was kind of point guard by committee there for a while. So by the standards of Pope and the standards of Kentucky, you're going to have to continue to go for the Butlers or the more elite guards, and Kriisa wants to play somewhere. So it's going to be hard for him to earn a starting role unless it's through injury, which you can't count on. So Kerr's going to go somewhere, and he's going to go somewhere where he can find an opportunity to play, and good for him. I'm happy to see him do that. We did get a shooting wing commitment, though, from the transfer portal.
Yeah, last week from Tulane.
Cam Williams.
Williams. I was going to say, I thought his last name was Williams. Yeah, he's from Tulane. I think it was like last Thursday, maybe.
Yeah, that's right. Right as they were getting back into the Sweet 16, round of Sweet 16 games. I didn't know until this morning that Big Z is in the transfer portal.
Well, that was yesterday afternoon. So it's not like you were that late on it.
I think it was this morning that I read that. Of course, I saw the back and forth. Is he likely? Do you think he could end up at Illinois with his brother? They don't have room for two of them, do they?
You have no idea with him.
Yeah.
You have no idea. No idea. I just hope he seems like he's a really good kid. Seems like he's really, everybody loves him, really kind of fun-loving and so on. So I wish him the best of luck for sure.
He needs about 40 pounds of body mass to be really effective. And I think he's going to have if he even stays at Arkansas, he's going to have a hard time in the league because the league is just so rough these days. The Reds, behind 4 hits from Ellie De La Cruz and a career-high 7 RBI, helped the Reds rout the Rangers 14-3. I guess you're pretty happy about that?
Yeah, no, it was good, and it wasn't even that close, as they kind of let them score a couple of runs there late, just so they wouldn't lose by 2 touchdowns. Let them get a field goal.
Yeah, absolutely. That does look like a football score, without a doubt. 14-3. Yankees host the Diamondbacks today. They were off yesterday, so there you go. Should be all caught up on your headlines for today. I have not mentioned that it's April Fool's Day. We'll tell you why it's April Fool's Day and maybe some of the oldies but goodies, plus what to celebrate ahead here in the new month. That and more coming up here on In the Know.
At Owensboro Health Family Medicine in Litchfield, Dr. Priyank Chauhan provides compassionate care for adults and seniors. Board certified in internal and geriatric medicine, he's dedicated to managing chronic conditions, preserving independence, and enhancing the quality of life. Proudly serving Grayson County because your health matters. Schedule today. Call Owensboro Health Family Medicine in Litchfield at 270-259-8888.
Breakfast comes in all shapes and sizes. I like mine bagged up, wrapped with love, and made to perfection. And no one does it better than McDonald's. With a 2 for $5 deal, I can grab 2 Mickey D's Classics. Whether it's the Sausage McMuffin with egg, a bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit, or the sausage gravy biscuit, there's a match just for me. And with most restaurants opening at 5 a.m. or earlier, bagging up your Mickey D's breakfast has never been better. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal. Single item at regular price.
The mobile unit from Intensive Health brings trusted, high-quality addiction treatment right to your community. Serving 5 counties, including Grayson, our innovative services offer telehealth treatment, mental health counseling, medical health assessments, primary care, and general medical services. We also offer hepatitis C and HIV screenings and treatment. No more long travels for essential care. We are discreet and accessible. Visit intensivehealth.com to find out more. A StepWorks recovery service.
If you're the average person, you only think about income taxes from January to April. But the choices you make 12 months a year have a big impact on your tax return preparation and even your refund. Making adjustments to your financial matters during tax filing season is like trying to lose weight during a routine doctor visit. The certified public accounting firm of Buckles, Travis & Hart work year-round to advise clients on important financial decisions so that during tax filing season, you're carrying a lot less stress and worry. Join the Peace of Mind team with Buckles, Travis & Hart. 270-259-5604 or GraysonCPAs.com.
Every child deserves to feel safe, heard, and loved. Right now, there are children in our community facing tough times, and they need someone to stand by their side. That someone could be you.
My name is Misty, and I'm the 4-H Extension Agent from LaRue County, and I'm a proud CASA volunteer.
My name is Debbie Childress, and I'm the Executive Director of the Grayson County Alliance, and I'm a proud CASA volunteer.
My name is Kitty Smith. I am a proud CASA volunteer from Meade County. You can be a CASA too.
It only takes a few hours a month to make a lasting impact. Your voice can help a child find hope and stability during the most difficult moments. Visit CASAHeartland.org or call us today to learn more. Help us build brighter futures, one child at a time.
Elon Musk's AI startup is buying his social media platform, X. On Friday, Musk announced that xAI acquired X in an all-stock transaction for $45 billion. He says they're officially taking steps to combine the data, models, distribution, and talent from both companies. Instagram is taking another page out of TikTok's playbook, allowing users to speed up videos. It's all about the ability to watch longer videos quicker. Users were used to watching videos up to 15 seconds, with videos up to 3 minutes long now being posted. Users that are used to short attention span content can speed up the longer reels. And with summer just around the corner, Google is rolling out vacation planning features across Search, Maps, and Gemini. Search can help locate ideas for trips anywhere in the world. Users can then see photos and reviews of those locations from an expandable map. Google is offering a gem tool through Gemini that enables users to create a trip planner. Tech Report, I'm Mark Mayfield.
Today is St. Stupid's Day, celebration of April 1st in San Francisco since 1980. They have this wacky parade. They do a high forehand shake. They play songs about fools. Today is Boomer Bonus Day, also known as Senior Discount Day. It's
Why?
Sourdough Bread Day today.
Why is today Senior Discount Day?
I'm not sure. Typically they would have that on a Wednesday. It's a day where boomers born 46 to 64 will get a special price on their purchases. Otherwise, senior citizens discount. I've not been offered one of those yet, but it's only a matter of time. I have a feeling.
It's inevitable.
How's that going to make you feel when it happens?
It just depends on how you catch me and how big the discount is. On what it
that's
is.
true. So I had a good friend, and when I was with her a lot when her time came, and so AARP and all of that, she embraced it. You know, she's like, okay, let the discounts begin.
I remember when I was, 49. It was 60 days before my 50th birthday. And the AARP certainly knew how to ruin my mood. They started sending me stuff about joining.
I got in the mail a year or two ago. I got a letter to join the AARP.
That's probably the junior league. The junior league is the AARP.
I don't know if I had it. I kept it usually over here on my desk. I think I might have finally thrown it away. Just
as a reminder.
Yeah, just to say that it's getting up there clearly.
So what's all the fuss for today? It's obviously not an official holiday. It is celebrated around the world, though. The exact origins, kind of unclear, but historians have a few theories. One possibility traces back to ancient Rome, where the festival of Hilaria, where we get the word hilarious, is Latin for joyful, and it was celebrated in late March. It was a time for games, costumes, and light-hearted mockery. Another popular theory links to the 16th century calendar reforms. Pope Gregory XIII ordered Christian nations to adopt the Gregorian calendar in 1582, officially shifting New Year's Day from late March to its current calendar placeholder on January 1. But not everyone got the memo or refused to accept the change. So those who continued celebrating the old New Year in April were mocked as April Fools. In France, a common prank involved placing a paper fish on someone's back, symbolizing easily caught fish and gullibility, a custom that persists today. April Fish is what it's called in France. There are some earlier references to similar pranking traditions in the 1500s. The most unforgettable April Fool's Day pranks, some people go all out, and they're elaborate. Our industry over the years has been, goofy, like your classic rock station tries to trick you into thinking they're going to play country music every day going forward. They try and just do silly things.
That's cruel and unusual. Why would you ever want somebody to have to change from listening to classic rock to country? I
saw a station one day on April Fool's Day that just broke out and just decided they were going to be an all polka station. Polka.
Well, I like WKU just made me really excited. They posted, I just saw it during the break, of changing their basketball court to just Big Red's face. All red with Big Red's face on it. And I said, listen, don't make that a joke. Make it reality.
In 1957, the BBC aired a hoax report claiming that Swiss farmers had successfully grown spaghetti trees. It was called the Swiss Spaghetti Harvest. In 1974, a prankster in Alaska set fire atop Mount Edgecumbe, tricking residents of Sitka into believing the long-dormant volcano was erupting. That's a pretty good one. You know, if you trick your neighbors into, hey, there's a big fire, must be an eruption. 1988 was the pi recalculation hoax. A man posted a satirical article claiming that an Alabama state legislature had passed a law redefining pi as exactly 3 to align with biblical principles. They got hundreds of phone calls, the state did. Richard Nixon's re-election in 1992, NPR was involved in that. And then in 1996, Taco Bell ran a full-page newspaper ad declaring it had purchased the Liberty Bell and was renaming it the Taco Liberty Bell.
That's pretty good.
It's a good one, without a doubt.
Do you remember that?
Though? I don't remember that, but I will tell you, I've seen the Liberty Bell. Kind of underwhelming, actually.
There's a lot of those like landmarks and so on that are like I'll always say the Alamo. Like if you're going to the Final Four this weekend, the Alamo, don't get your hopes up.
Yeah, it was much more impressive when I was a kid and little bitty, and it looked big. But then when I was big and the one stood next to it, I thought, well, it's not quite as impressive as as lore has it.
Yeah, I think the Liberty Bell or the Alamo.
Both in this case. Yeah, I've only seen the Liberty Bell I think once. I think I've been to Philadelphia twice, but I think I've seen the Liberty Bell in person one time, and it's enclosed. I got a really nice visitor center, but you get up to it and you just expect it to be bigger. Because I think there's a trick your mind plays on you that it thinks of the Statue of Liberty, and then it thinks of the Liberty Bell. And it's not that it's small. You can't hold it in your hand and ring it. But when you stand next to it, you go, that's really not all that big. You think it's like huge. And then it's like, well, who would want it? It's cracked.
For me, the Alamo, the biggest, and this might have just been my fault of being naive when I went, was, it's in the middle of downtown San Antonio.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you're just driving, there's skyscrapers, there's the Riverwalk, oh, there's the Alamo. And I don't know, I just felt like it would be better if it was out in the middle of a field somewhere where you actually had to go out to it.
It's almost like it could be across the street from a 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
You know, like you would think that they preserved the area a little bit more, but I think they spent all their money on the Riverwalk.
Which is nice. I mean, it's been a while since I've been there. I know I remember the highlight of that trip was like the Rainforest Cafe. I remember we got to go to. It was the first time I'd ever experienced. I don't even know if those are still a thing.
Yeah, there's still one at Disney World.
Is there?
Still one at the entrance to Hollywood to the Animal Kingdom. Yeah,
we went on a school trip for a speech and debate tournament, and I guess it would have been middle school. And I remember that was like we got one night where we all went out as a group, and the Rainforest Cafe was the pick. And I remember for a middle schooler, that was pretty cool.
There's probably still one at Opry Mills too, but I can't confirm that. Today, of course, kicks off the new month of April. It kicks off anniversary month, kicks off birthday month for one member of the household. Of course, Easter is this month. It's Keep America Beautiful month. It's Lawn and Garden month. It's Pecan month. It's Sexual Assault Awareness month, and it's Stress Awareness month.
Ooh.
This is Library Week.
Aw.
It is Read a Roadmap Week. I can read a roadmap in our library. Got the roadmap right there, laying on the. Yeah,
Yes,
I can do that.
You can.
The second week of the month is Garden Week.
Big fan.
Does it count as reading a roadmap if you're looking on Google Maps?
I think it does.
I think that it would count.
Yeah, I think it does. Tomorrow is Children's Book Day. Tomorrow is National Peanut Butter and Jelly. Thursday is Burrito Day. It's always the first Thursday in April.
I do like a good burrito.
Friday, School Librarian Day. The 6th is Plan Your Epitaph Day. The 7th. I always remind you, I'm inspired by the Haunted Mansion, the ones you get to see in the queue.
I have one in mind for myself.
I told you I was sick. National Coffee Cake Day on the 7th. No Housework Day on the 7th. Here lies Fred. A great big rock fell on his head. Bookmobile Day on the 9th. National Siblings Day on the 10th. Barbershop Quartet Day on the 11th. 8-track Tape Day on the 11th. So listen to Barbershop Quartet music on your 8-track. Grilled cheese sandwich day on the 12th. Palm Sunday, of course, is the 13th. It's also Scrabble Day on Palm Sunday. Income taxes due day on the 15th. Most years it's on the 15th.
So I guess it's
Eggs
2 weeks from
Benedict
today.
Day.
Okay.
Oh, is it? Yeah. April 16th is Eggs Benedict Day. April 17th is Blah, Blah, Blah Day. The 18th is Good Friday. You have your pen?
Do you have
Okay, go ahead and write this down. April 19th, Husband Appreciation Day. The 20th is Easter Sunday, Patriots
Let me
Day on the
just move right on over
21st, Earth
here.
Day on the 22nd.
Oh,
You're not busy that day.
that works out for you.
Lovers Day on the 23rd. Also, while you're writing, April 24th is Hogs in a Comforter Day.
When?
April 24th. If you want to go small, just do Pigs in a Blanket.
I'm busy that
If
day.
you want to go big, you do Hogs in a Comforter.
Well, those don't take very long to make.
The Hogs in a Comforter are much easier to make than the
Yes,
Pigs
they
in a
are.
Blanket.
Listen, that was so funny.
Morse Code Day on the 27th, Prime Rib Day on the 27th. Those are the days that we're celebrating.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Mahjong Day is on the 30th.
Big fan.
All the things. Last day of the month is when
I don't think I've ever played that, nor do I know how to.
I think you would like it, Sam, actually.
It's a good mind occupier.
It really is.
It's good.
Is that the one that's on the back of the checkers game usually? Or no?
Mm-mm. It's
With-
matching
with-
tiles.
Oh, okay. No. Which was the one I'm thinking of? It's got like the spikes. It's usually on the back of a checkerboard.
What would that be?
Spikes.
It's got like
Oh, when he calls it spikes, you mean backgammon?
It's elongated triangles.
let's yeah. Like
Elongated?
yeah, okay, it's backgammon.
Chinese checkers.
Backgammon.
No,
Backgammon.
backgammon's what you're
Okay.
talking about.
Yeah.
The backgammon board has a very distinct. It looks
Yes.
like those. Yeah, I see.
It's
Spikes.
elongated. Yes. Okay. I got you.
11 things that used to be embarrassing but are actually socially acceptable now. Says someone. I don't know if I can sign off on all of these.
Okay.
Number one, not following clothing trends. I think that has more to do with age. I think men do get to a certain age, and I think their wardrobe is frozen in time.
Yeah.
I think I hit that age when I turned 14.
I love it.
That's
Sam.
just your look.
Sam. It's classic, Sam.
Listen,
it's classic, Sam.
Basic.
Well, that's another trick they do with men's clothes. They make women's clothes to be disposable, and you just change them out all the time seasonally,
I'm
get
aware.
something new. Men, they just build them, and it's like, this is your forever wardrobe. This is what you've been assigned. This is what you're going to wear.
Wear it until it wears out, or you
And then some.
grow.
You're like, that's worn out. Nope, just getting broke in.
Yeah, a couple
Number two.
holes. It doesn't
That's right.
do
I
anything.
had a sweatshirt on yesterday. I put it on. It's like, that's got a hole in the back of it. Who cares? Big deal. I can't see it. Expressing and talking about emotions. Number two, younger generations challenge pre-existing stigmas around mental health. I do see that changing. Number three, not following traditional gender roles. Four, reading. If you've ever been called a geek, you might have been or ridiculed because you were diving into a book at school. Reading hasn't always been considered a cool hobby, but it's becoming more cool. And one of the reasons that I believe that it is I think whether young people or younger generations know it or not, they are looking for purposeful escapes to a digital world and doing it in an analog fashion. Because you know what happens when you read a book? There's not a little notification that comes over the top of the page that says, Kentucky just won the something, or the Trump administration does this, or someone just sent you a snap, or like whatever it is. That never
A
happens.
TikTok.
That's exactly right. You can't go chasing rabbits by just reading a book if you just get engrossed in the book. And I think as humans, we innately are looking for that. And so as a result, we don't even necessarily, we're not even necessarily intentional about it in saying, I'm going to go do this. We just drift toward it and find comfort in it. Eccentric self-expression, niche hobbies. Like there are so many people now, and thanks to the internet and TikTok and Etsy and Pinterest and so many unique side hustles or expression type things that people make, as artisans and go, well, this is a little hobby of mine. I like to deal in decoupage, or did I get that word right? Is decoupage a word? So it's that's something that's modern. Wearing oversized or baggy clothes, staying in, simply not caring. No, there is something about letting go. You know, it's we were raised in a generation where you got to pay attention to. You got to care about everything. You got to care about that. Sometimes you just let it go. Just go. I was fine. Can I do anything about it? No. Okay. Well, then it'll just be what it's going to be. Being a nerd.
I'm a big fan of being a nerd.
It has come as I read this. It occurred to me that there have been a couple of instances on the show that just the last couple of days where it appears my nerddom has been on super display, and it's been at you telling it.
Well,
right
here we are.
Yeah, I was just saying.
Well, and so here's the thing, and I've said this at least a couple times on the show. You know, for all of the young men right now who are academically inclined, who would be considered maybe a nerd, whatever, listen, it gets great for you later.
Yes.
Okay? Because later in life, girls become women, and they realize. Yes. So just keep your chin up.
Yeah, most people don't want Channing Tatum long term.
No.
That's just all I'm saying. Hershey's has announced Cinnamon Toast Crunch Kisses will coming to your shelves. So if you're looking forward to that, combination of Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Probably be pretty good.
And Hershey, I can see where I'm not, huge CTC fan, but I understand people do. And then this story warmed my heart. Birthday buddies and next door neighbors, Josie Church and Ann Wallace Hadrill. They have been living side by side since the 1980s. The great-grandmothers were also born on the same day in 1924, April 1st. So they're next-door neighbors, and they're both celebrating their 101st birthday today.
That's wild.
They're birthday buddies.
I love it.
And here on April Fool's Day, celebrating their 101st birthday. Wow, lived side by side since the 80s. That's a long time. Living to 101 is a long time. We got to get to a break. We'll come back. Today's Did You Know is ahead. An update on Morgan Wallen. We got Point to Ponder, Pearl of Wisdom, Chart Toppers, and more coming up here on In the Know.
Thinking about furthering your education? At Elizabethtown Community and Technical College, you'll get a high-quality education close to home at a cost that won't break the bank. Enjoy small class sizes with professors who take a personal interest in your success. Scholarships are still available, making our low tuition even more affordable. ECTC's Litchfield campus is now enrolling for classes that start May 11th. Visit elizabethtown.kctcs.edu to get started. ECTC, College for the Real World.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textplan.us. Texting enrolls for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop, opt out. Consult a doctor prior to use.
Wow, you look amazing. What have you been doing? I'm sure you've heard of Ozempic, Wegovy, and the other GLP-1 medications, right? Well, I found this great company called Zelfie. If you qualify, their providers can prescribe medications like Ozempic and Wegovy and other GLP-1 medications that are 80 to 90% less expensive, all 100% online. I can get GLP-1 medications for 80 to 90% less and do it all online? No doctor's office or pharmacy? Yes, Zelfie can provide semaglutide or tirzepatide, the active ingredients in Ozempic and other expensive GLP-1s, but for 80 to 90% less and shipped directly to your door. How do I get started with Zelfie? Just send them a text.
Text FRESH to 200-300 to get started today with Zelfie. Get the same active ingredients in Wegovy or Ozempic, but for 80 to 90% less and 100% online. Don't wait. Text FRESH to 200-300 right now for a link to your exclusive offer. Text FRESH to 200-300. That's FRESH to 200-300. FRESH to 200-300.
Midway Pharmacy might not have the best selection of fashion accessories, and that's because they're much more interested in your health and less interested in whether or not you're stylish. At Midway Pharmacy, you're getting more than a pharmacy. You're getting a pharmacist who's committed to working with you on all things health-related. Rely upon the full team of pharmacists at Midway Pharmacy. Experience what matters the most when you visit any county-wide location of Midway Pharmacy.
Smith Overhead Door is redefining entryways in Litchfield where every click of the remote promises reliability. It's not just about opening doors, it's about lasting assurance. We offer a service that inspects each part, making sure your door system thrives. With our service agreement with inspections up to 4 times a year, we spot the signs of wear before they whisper a problem, saving you more than just peace of mind. Opt for a 2-year plan and the savings rise. Make sure you get out the door with Smith Overhead Door at sohd.info. We're not just opening doors, we're opening possibilities.
You can't escape a traffic jam. Know what else you can't escape? Seasonal allergies. And you might think you can avoid that coffee stain until... Oh, really? You can't escape a lot of things in life, but you can escape prediabetes. Prediabetes captures 1 in 3 adults. There are usually no signs of prediabetes. In fact, most people don't even know they have it. But with early diagnosis, you can change the outcome and prevent or delay type 2 diabetes. Take action by taking the 1-minute risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org. You might not be able to escape having this song stuck in your head, but you can escape prediabetes. Go to doihaveprediabetes.org today. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention.
K105 weather from the Wave Storm Tracking Team is brought to you by Smith Overhead Door, sohd.info.
Twin Lakes weather. Quiet today with highs in the upper 50s and low 60s in the mix of sun and clouds overhead. Now for tomorrow, some scattered showers and thunderstorms are possible as early as the afternoon. Highs in the low 80s with wind gusts near 45 miles per hour. Strong to severe storms are possible Wednesday night and again on Thursday. Rain all the way into the weekend. From the Wave News Storm Tracking Team, I'm meteorologist Tawana Andrew.
Did you know the world's entire population could fit inside Los Angeles? It would be a very tight fit, I would imagine. But you could take the world's population and fit it inside Los Angeles. As big as the globe is, you think you could take all of the people and put it in one small location. Do you know this song?
No, but you've been bumping it.
This is Led Zeppelin, Fool in the Rain.
Yes.
Hey, you've switched up your music today.
Oh, we got to talk about fools. Nobody wants to be.
Okay, I didn't process that you were Shannon the Duding today.
Oh yeah, you got to.
Won't get fooled again to start.
Wise men say only fools rush in.
Matthew Perry was in Fools Rush In. Is that right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I thought he was. There's an update on Morgan Wallen today. You know, the internet world. I don't want to say the real world, but
Did
the
we need
internet
one?
world had much to say about it. Yeah, I think so, actually. Saturday Night Live says that Morgan Wallen didn't burn any bridges at NBC when he abruptly walked off the stage at the end of Saturday Night Live. Listen, it is no surprise that culturally he probably doesn't G-haw. You know, that's a good country word. They didn't G-haw together. Yeah, I bet you could travel to certain areas of the country and you'd never hear, you could wait 1,000 years and you would never heard the word G-haw. But here in Kentucky, if I say they didn't G-haw, you know exactly how they got along. So NBC says he's welcome back anytime, and say that he saw the entire dress rehearsal, and that was fine. Apparently, I didn't catch it, but maybe there was a joke in Weekend Update that he could have been insulted by, but apparently he watched the whole thing and was enjoying it. Here's another big important point. It stood out to me when he walked, because he broke the fourth wall. He walked in front of the camera, which was just odd, but they were reminded that during rehearsals, that's exactly how he left the stage. Anytime he was exiting the stage while he was there for the week, I think he'd been there since Thursday, that's the same exact path that he took when he left the stage. So that's just what he knew to do or did before someone could preempt. So anyway, apparently it's maybe much ado about nothing, or maybe it's a very little about something. Maybe it's a mountain being made out of a molehill. Coyote versus Acme movie is starring John Cena and Will Forte, is no longer scrapped and will be coming to theaters. And Sam, I know you are equally as excited as I am about it.
Yeah.
Speechless.
Yeah. I mean, this will be one of these that I guess it won't be on Disney Plus. It would be on, what would it end up being on?
It'd be on Max.
Okay. This would be one of those that on Max on like a Saturday night maybe where there's not a lot going on and I'm flipping through the movies and it's like, oh, okay, I'll watch it.
I believe Sam and Ralph were also customers of Acme, and so there might be some side stories in this. This is brilliant writing to me because I had never considered. I have wondered why. Wasn't there another vendor? Was there not Amazon during Wile E. Coyote's time? Because he was stuck. Apparently, Acme had a monopoly on all the products.
Yeah.
So it has occurred to me, like, well, why didn't he order from someone else? Well, maybe there weren't any others. But this says to me, Coyote versus Acme is not rehashing the tired Coyote and Roadrunner story. This is perhaps Coyote coming for Acme, saying, it's your fault that I was never successful. So is this going to turn into a legal drama between Acme? Is this going to be animated Suits? Is Coyote going to be Harvey Specter? I don't.
This is out of my league.
I don't know. You know Harvey Specter.
I do know that.
Dave Coulier says that he has finished treatment and is now cancer-free. Great to hear.
Mm-hmm.
Cut it out. Good job, Dave Coulier. And then we are hearing that Miley Cyrus has unleashed the first taste of her forthcoming visual album, Something Beautiful. She has dropped the prelude. I was going to pull a clip for you, but I have been too busy finding Fool music that I have not been able to do it. So Miley Cyrus, called Prelude, is the first song from her new album, Something Beautiful. We got to get to a break. We'll come back. Got Chart Toppers, Point to Ponder, Pearl of Wisdom, and more coming up here on In the Know.
April Fool's Day is about catching people off guard with surprises they never see coming, like the prank pulled on residents of Sitka, Alaska on April 1st, 1974. People woke up that morning to black smoke rising from the crater of Mount Edgecombe just a few miles away, which hadn't erupted in nearly 800 years. 911 was flooded with so many calls that the Coast Guard sent a helicopter to investigate. The source of the trouble, it turns out, was not lava and hot ash. Somebody had hauled 70 tires to the crater, doused them in kerosene, and lit them on fire. That somebody was local prankster Oliver Bicker, who also spray painted a message in the snow, 50-foot tall letters that spelled April Fool. I love a good-natured prank, except for one thing. They're usually at someone else's expense. They don't really accomplish much good, except for the people laughing, of course. Which got me to thinking, this April Fool's Day, let's surprise the people we love with something positive. Let's catch them off guard with small acts of kindness they never see coming. Instead of a practical joke, handwrite a note of appreciation. Prepare their favorite meal. Surprise them with a spontaneous date night. Almost anything is a good idea. Just do something that makes your loved one feel loved instead of fooled. For more to help you thrive, go to FocusOnTheFamily.com. I'm Jim Daly.
The words you are about to hear are taken from letters sent in by members of the Trinity Debt Management Program.
Dear Trinity, today I'm making my final credit card payment.
Before I came to you, I was in a constant state of anxiety and panic, but now there is hope for my family's financial future.
Working with Trinity made me understand that I'm not alone.
You really do help people.
Your kindness will never be forgotten. Without Trinity's support, I would not have achieved my lifelong goal of becoming debt-free.
We saved a lot on interest and penalties, of course, but the reward was the gift of human kindness.
Trinity has carried me through a very difficult time in my life. You're amazing.
I used to feel so anxious and hopeless. Now I feel grace and peace.
God bless Trinity as you continue to help others become debt-free.
If credit card debt has you down, call Trinity at 1-800-990-6976. That's 1-800-990-6976.
At Owensboro Health Family Medicine in Litchfield, Dr. Priyank Chauhan provides compassionate care for adults and seniors. Board certified in internal and geriatric medicine, he's dedicated to managing chronic conditions, preserving independence, and enhancing the quality of life. Proudly serving Grayson County because your health matters. Schedule today. Call Owensboro Health Family Medicine in Litchfield at 270-259-8888.
MB's point to ponder for today. Why do irons have a setting for permanent press? If the article of clothing were permanent press, it shouldn't need an iron. If the article of clothing uses the permanent press setting, doesn't that mean you would never have to iron it again?
I don't think they could fit until next time. On the
You think there's a parenthetical title to the setting?
I don't
That's
know.
true.
Yeah,
I hadn't considered that. That's certainly a possibility.
permanent until next time. I don't know.
Permanent until you wash it.
Yeah, that's the best I have.
Maybe we should ask the cleaning lady. She's on Fox tonight. Will Trent is on ABC. FBI is on CBS. Today's highlight in history, this date, 1945, American forces launched the amphibious invasion of Okinawa during World War II. Birthdays today, Supreme Court Justice Samuel Alito is 75 today. Susan Boyle is 64. David Oyelowo is 49 today. And Taran Killam is 43. Gone but not forgotten. Lon Chaney, he played in The Hunchback of Notre Dame. He was in The Phantom of the Opera as well. He was born in this date in 1883. Gordon Jump, who played Arthur Carlson, the big guy on WKRP, was born in this date in 1932. He also later played the Maytag Man and played it well. You know, the Maytag Man was always bored and sitting around because Maytags never had to be repaired.
Oh, yeah.
So they're just sitting there like waiting, like nobody ever calls me because nobody can never have any repair jobs.
Oh, well, so both are lazy.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah,
God is my witness. I swore turkeys could fly. Phil Niekro, Baseball Hall of Fame pitcher, played for the Indians, played for the Braves, played both Braves, Milwaukee and Atlanta, but played for the Yankees. Knuckleballer, was born this date in 1939. Chart toppers for today. 1958, the Chordettes were number one.
Lollipop, lollipop, oh, lolly, 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 lollipop, lollipop, oh, lolly, 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 lollipop, lollipop, oh, lolly, 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 lollipop. Boom, boom, boom. Lollipop, lollipop, oh, lolly, 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 lollipop, lollipop, oh, lolly, 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 lollipop, lollipop, oh, lolly, 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 lollipop.
I wonder what that got. That was Andy Williams, by the way, that did the pop sound. I didn't know that.
Imagine how the world could be.
The Turtles, number one in 67, with Happy Together. All right, let's go to 1976. So this famously, you've seen the Jersey Boys. Frankie Valli was broke and into the mob for money. So they had to go out and create a hit to be able to pay his debts, to keep his legs. Let's go forward to 1985.
When we hear a certain call, when the world must come together.
If you're not seeing the documentary The Greatest Night in Pop, it is well worth watching.
Oh, when it's time to lend a hand.
Fun to see all these celebrities, all these music stars. Young. There's Kenny Rogers. He's gone now. Ray Charles is gone. Kenny.
Pretending day by day that somewhere will soon make a change.
Tina, she's gone.
We are a part of God's great big family. And the truth
And Billy still had hair.
Well,
Let's go to 1994. Mariah Carey, number one. Without You. That's bold when you make the video to your song a live performance. Not many people can nail that. 2003. Only 22 years ago today. 50 Cent.
we gon' party like it's your birthday. We gon' sip Bacardi like it's your birthday.
So I pulled the clean version, but I really don't trust that that's the case.
Bottle full of bub, mama, I got what you need. If you need to fill the buzz, I'm in the
Gotta be careful.
Yeah, you can't.
Got
take
some
any extra
landmines.
chances. I mean, it was labeled as clean, but
Yeah,
somebody could have been tricking me. It's April Fool's Day. Fun and Janelle Monáe, number one in 2012 with We Are Young. And then 4 years ago today, oh, it was longer than 4 years ago, Justin Bieber was number one with Peaches. MB's Pearl of Wisdom for today says the greatest lesson in life is to know that even fools are right sometimes. The greatest lesson in life is that to know that even fools are right sometimes. MB's Pearl of Wisdom for today. Remember, God loves you and I do too. If you don't know Jesus, let me know and I'll introduce you. Look forward to seeing you back here tomorrow for another edition of our show. For Sam Gormley, for Beej, I'm MB, and now you're in the know.
The Twin Lakes Best Mix is WKHG Litchfield. The Twin